वेलकम स्टूडेंट्स। हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं दी 14th न्यूमेरिकल फ्रॉम दी एक्सरसाइज फॉर द चैप्टर थर्मल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मैटर, जो कि 7वां चैप्टर है हमारे 11th स्टैंडर्ड फिजिक्स का। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। क्वेश्चन सेज फाइंड द टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस between two sides of a steel plate 4 centimeters thick when heat is transmitted through the plate at the rate of 400 kilocalorie per minute per square meter. So this is the rate at which the heat is transmitted, but in terms of kilocalories per minute per square meter. And this is done at a steady state. Thermal conductivity of material steel is 0.026 kilocalorie per meter per second per Kelvin. Okay. Now let's try to understand this question using a small diagram so that चीज़ें थोड़ी और अच्छे से समझ आए। सो हमारे पास एक स्टील प्लेट है, जैसे कि आप स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं। दिस इज आर प्लेट। ओके, दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ मटेरियल स्टील। नाउ दिस प्लेट इज अ 3 डायमेंशनल ऑब्जेक्ट एंड इसका थिकनेस इज सेड टू बी 4 सेंटीमीटर्स। ठीक है, सो ये है, बाय थिकनेस वी मीन दिस थिकनेस। नाउ दिस स्टील प्लेट हैज टू साइड्स. फर्स्ट इज द टॉप साइड, so let me call this as side number 1, and second is the bottom side, so side number 2. So what is happening is we are trying to heat इस direction से. So heat is slowly flowing from side 1 to side 2, but since heat takes a little time to flow, what will end up happening कि हमारा जो side 1 है that will be at a temperature, let's say T1, and then side 2 will be at a different temperature T2. So दोनों के दोनों टेम्परेचर सेम नहीं है, दोनों टेम्परेचर्स के बीच में एक डिफरेंस है. So that's what हमसे पूछा है to find that the temperature difference between the temperature of side 1 and the temperature of our side 2. So T1 minus T2 हमसे पूछा है. Using what values? Well, using all the values that's been given to us in the question. And now that we understand कि what's happening in the question and हमसे exactly पूछा क्या है, अब अगर हम इसके solution को try करेंगे तो बहुत आसानी हो जाएगा. So let's try to attempt the solution. सबसे पहले let's write all the given data. First format of data जो दिया है, first form of data, that is the rate of heat. Now it is said to be 400 kilocalorie per minute per square meter. Okay, so this rate is defined as Q upon AT. Okay, so this rate is 400 kilocalorie per minute per meter square. Now this rate, as you can see, is not entirely in the SI unit. Kilocalories is an SI unit, meter square is an SI unit, but minute is not. So let's convert this minute into its SI counterpart, that is second. So the process of doing that is we write minute as 60 seconds, and since minute is in the denominator, so हमारा overall term now will be 400 upon 60 kilocalories per second per meter square. So this was our SI unit conversion. ये हमारा first quantity है. Second quantity क्या दिया है? Well, हमें दिया है the thickness of our steel plate. So हम उस thickness को represent करते हैं using the symbol x, and the steel plate is said to be 4 centimeters thick. Again, centimeters not an SI unit, so let's convert it. So 4 centimeter is 4 into 10 raised to minus 2 meters as well. इसके साथ साथ हमें एक और क्वांटिटी मिला है, दैट इज द थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी. हम इसे स्मॉल k से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, एंड दिस थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी इज ऑफ मटेरियल स्टील, एंड इसका वैल्यू है 0.026 किलो कैल, दैट इज किलो कैलोरी पर मीटर सेकेंड एंड केल्विन एज वेल. All the units over here are in SI unit, so no need for conversion whatsoever. इसके अलावा और कोई इंफॉर्मेशन है? वेल नहीं, क्वेश्चन में इतना ही अवेलेबल है. So now let's move on to our next part, that is to solve the to find section. To find में as हमने डायग्राम में पहले डिस्कस किया था, हमसे पूछा है टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस between the two sides of the plate, so temperature diff, and इस टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस को हमने रिप्रेजेंट किया है as temperature of side 1 minus the temperature of side 2. This gives us the difference T1 minus T2. Now what sort of formulas we can use? Well, temperature difference for such plates का formula एक आता है, this is a derivative formula from the thermal conductivity ka formula. So T1 minus T2 is said to be Q upon AT into X upon K, where Q upon AT is the rate of heat flow per minute per second per meter square, and X is the thickness and K is the thermal conductivity. So this formula is a derivative from the formula of the thermal conductivity के जो definition वाला formula है उसका derivative है. So make sure you mark this formula and write it in your synopsis or formula book आपने अगर बनाया होगा तो. So इससे हमें directly temperature difference मिल जाता है for a plate. ठीक है. So now that we know कि इसमें जो है हमें जो भी quantities required है उसकी वैल्यू हमें जो है गिवन में ऑलरेडी पता है. सो all that's left to do is substitute all the values and find the temperature difference. So calculation is now pretty easy. I say from formula number 1. So from formula number 1 we can say T1 minus T2, that is the temperature difference, is Q upon AT, which for us is 400 upon 60 into X ka value. X is 4 into 10 raised to minus 2 and K is 0.026. So what can we cancel? So we can cancel some zeros over here. We can cancel 2 20s are, 2 3s are, and then we can ऊपर 10 raised to 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे एंड नीचे भी 10 raised to 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे. सो डेसिमल शिफ्ट होके यहाँ पर हो जाएगा. सो इनटू 10 raised to 2 into 10 raised to 2 अगर किया, so because of this 10 raised to 2 and 10 raised to minus 2 gets cancelled off. This 10 raised to 2 into 0.026 becomes 2.6. so हमें मिलेगा 20 into 4 upon 3 into 2.6, which can be written as 80 upon 3 into 2.6 gives us 7.8. and now if you were to divide this you would get 10.26. so this is the difference between the temperature of side 1 and side 2, and this difference is measured in Kelvin. So 10.26 Kelvin is the temperature difference, and we'll mark this as our final answer. And that's it. If you want the PDF of this solution, make sure to check the description. Have a nice day.